welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Campman. Albert, YSU gets on the left side of the ledger with a huge win. We scored 59 points. That's impressive.
Yeah, and we know from following big-time football, you take somebody lightly, you could lose. They didn't take them lightly. They went out and whooped them from the start. Brungard from Springfield, we followed him, Bo from high school, put up big numbers, 195 yards rushing on 10 attempts. Also threw the ball. Max Tomczyk had a good game receiving. They have to be ready because Duquesne's played a heck of a schedule, and YSU better be ready.
Losing at Boston College.
No, you cannot. So we'll see how good they are this week when they play Duquesne. Big win for them. Big game for them as they try to get ready for the league that we all know is so good.
I keep telling everybody that someone will be on TV or play. I said, they're in Youngstown's league. What?
Yes.
To the people who don't follow it, they don't realize North Dakota team, South Dakota, Northern Iowa, Southwest Missouri. The bottom line is that league is ridiculous.
Yeah, best by far, and that's why Youngstown always has a chance. They just do decent in their league.
Yeah.
They upped the playoff numbers last year, and they got in. And that's all you want to do: get in and have a chance. Let's hope YSU gets Duquesne this weekend and heads in the right direction. Somebody heading in the right direction is LeBray, moved to 3-0. These two teams we'll be talking about all year. Warren JFK is always in the limelight. LeBray scores 10 unanswered points to get that victory, 17-14. George, that tells you LeBray is really going to be good.
Yeah, that's your first indication. If you weren't sure week one or week two, you know now. That's why I think challenging your squad early is the way to go. I want to know. I just don't like going into that first real, whether it's a league game or tough game, and you honestly don't know.
And ADs have a lot to do with that. Athletic directors, go talk to your coaches and ask, what do you want this year? Do you want unless you have sometimes have two, home and away.
Yeah, you're locked in.
You're locked in. But if you're not, try to get a good schedule for a team that's good. I know a team that's good is Fitch, 3-0, 35-0 over Glen Oak, Tate and Richard. We'll be talking about them all year. 2 scores each. Devonzo and DeAndre. I know this, that Fitch is on the upswing, dangerous in all sports, and I think late in the year we'll be talking about Fitch.
We, like you said about Brungard, we talked about him for years on here. But when you look at those numbers, those are ridiculous. 19 yards a rush, and you're throwing for 120. I mean, that's a lot of yards in a short amount of. I get when a guy throws for 180 and he has like 15 completions.
Right.
These were big plays.
Yep. So congratulations to Youngstown, LeBray, and Fitch as they move forward. Talk about off-season big signing. The Mancini family is big in wrestling. Don Mancini was out for a year. Well, he showed up at Western Reserve. He's bringing his brother with him. He had 21 years at Boardman. You Boardman wrestling fans know that he took a wrestler to state 11 straight years, 26 state qualifiers. Just a wrestling family. We had him on our show. His brother. We know how big the wrestling is to this family.
Oh, no. High school wrestling is big. In Ohio and PA, it's bigger than a lot of places. How many times do you read where, I've seen 2 guys in the finals, one's from Ohio State, one's from Penn State, or maybe it's a Penn State guy who's from Ohio or Ohio State guy that's from Pennsylvania. Yeah,
both Ohio State and Penn State are so good because they don't have to travel far to get great wrestlers. Football is different. You have to go nationwide to get the players. But Pennsylvania and Ohio are wrestling juggernauts, no question about it. All right, let's talk some Major League Baseball, George.
When you talk about baseball, now you're down to 20 games. You never can afford a losing streak, but right now it's suicide.
Put you out.
You're out. Yeah, you're out. Pirates lost
3-game losing streak.
10 in a row.
3-game losing streak.
3 and 7, they could have survived that. Right now, I don't care if you're the Yankees, Baltimore, Dodgers, whomever, unless you have your feet up, which most teams don't.
Where do you want to get to? That's right.
5-15, you're out.
Yeah, Baltimore and the Yankees are both in, but one of them wants to win the league.
Sure.
Dodgers want to win the league. There's still people pressing them.
I look at them, and I keep thinking, boy, I'm not afraid of them in a short series. Now, hitting-wise, I am. The seventh guy can hurt you. But pitching-wise, let's go.
Yeah, it depends if their pitchers come back. They've had so many injuries pitching-wise. If their good pitchers come back, they'll be fine. But right now, they're still hurt. We'll see what happens with the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Cleveland last 5, 6-4. Pittsburgh last 5, 5-5. The Pirates, we'll do them first, then we'll do the Guardians. The Pirates, GM and manager, that 0-10 swoon brought a lot of eyes that weren't there previously, and it brought a lot of negativity. Yeah,
and that's going to happen in any sport, especially with the Pirates, because they've been bad for so long. There's no question about that. And as I say, when you're 29th in salary, I never say it's the manager, good or bad. I mean, it's just the way it is. You're going to lose until Nuttings decides to say, I'm going to get better players. It's going to be a struggle all the time.
No, it's not. And, now let me ask you, you're Nutting. What do? You can't get a new team.
Yeah. Well, he's going to fire him probably, I'm thinking.
And then both one or either?
Both of them. And then and then he's going to find out it meant nothing.
Yeah, if you're not going to spend money, I don't care.
They fired. They you know how many managers and GMs they've had in the last 20 years?
Oh, yeah. Clint was the only one that made the playoffs.
And he happened to have 3 winning seasons, and they still fired him. Yes.
That's how dumb. I'm going to say it flat out. That's how dumb they are.
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing to me? We're going to talk about this. Might as well get it right out on the table. The guy for the Browns, Jared Jones, and the guy at Carolina. Now, these guys made billions in business. They're the dumbest doofuses that ever were born when it comes to sports. Hire somebody and let them do it.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
If he doesn't do it, you fire him.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
What is going on? You saw that Carolina. Tell me what's different.
Oh, it's a joke.
The first 2 balls to the other team.
Yeah, joke.
And there's the Browns situation. Do you see his cap hit the next 2 years?
Big.
Oh, Albert.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what they do.
They thought they were getting a big-time quarterback.
And they kicked Baker Mayfield to the curb.
And instead, they got somebody who can't play at all.
What happened to him? I'll come and ask you.
Oh, the layoff killed him. I mean,
layoff?
That layoff just killed him. Never came back close to being the player he was. And then when he comes back, George, he's hurt all the time. All the time.
Now, let's do Pirates, and then we'll do we'll talk about the Guardians. Do you see progress in Pittsburgh despite the record?
Yes, definitely. I think they're going to win next year.
Talk about it.
I've been saying this all along. Yeah. They got 2 more young pitchers coming up. Their pitching staff's going to be really, really good. Now, if they don't sign Tellez, I mean, they got to sign the right guys.
Well, they signed Tellez.
They have to. I looked at free agents. There's one free agent out there that can play.
Who is it?
I can't remember his name.
Okay, but you're saying there's somebody better than Tellez.
There's only one.
Well, your premise back in the day was, who are they getting? There's no one out there, and it proved to be right. That DLC, he's done nothing.
It's proof around the country. All around, every team that tries to get itself
better.
Would
they ante up if it were?
Yeah. No. So they're not anteing up.
So there it is.
They're going to have the tremendous pitching staff next year. That's why I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, I see these guys that they have, and then I see Bubba Chandler at Altoona or wherever.
And Ashcroft and Chandler.
And these guys can throw. They'll have 5 studs.
Yeah, they're going to have 5 good pitchers, no question.
Need a bullpen.
Yeah, that's where they're going to put their money at. If they put but see,
long relief or middle relief.
You don't have 7th and 8th inning.
Okay, so not bridge guys.
You don't have to spend a lot of money there. Just pick the right guys.
Okay,
that's the way to do it.
Guys having a career year.
Yeah.
Now, how about at the bat? What are you looking 1 to 9? What would have to happen?
Well, Hayes has to come back and play.
Where Al would say, you know what, we got a shot.
Yeah, Hayes has to come back.
Like he was at the end of last year.
That's number 1. Number 2, and Bart and Rodriguez have to share the coaching duty and be much better. And they think they have. And the other hope the right fielder hits a lot better than he did as they picked him up. Dela Cruz has been lousy. He was good for Miami. I don't understand it. Yeah.
You and I have talked about it. They're not the luckiest team.
But you don't spend any money, you don't get lucky.
No, but they're sure not. I mean, they're not lucky.
No.
They'll bring a guy in, and the guy will do well somewhere else.
Bednar is a perfect example. I mean, everybody in the league had him rated the top 5 relievers.
And what should they have done last year?
He comes back and is lousy. Man.
We sat on this.
I would have traded him.
We sat here last year.
Only because it was
We didn't say he was no good.
No.
What do we say? They're not going to be ahead in enough games that it matters. Let's get 3 players.
Yeah, let's get 2 or 3 players, right?
We said it here.
We did.
And they you know.
And he's went down the tubes, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's just...
Nobody could have predicted that, by the way.
No.
Nobody.
And I look, is his velocity's not down? Or is it down a couple
miles?
miles?
Command's really down. Everything's right down the middle.
No.
And, you can't do that against major
not
leaguers.
in that league.
No.
I noticed yesterday. Now, we're talking about Cleveland. Do you think they weathered that Kansas City storm?
Yes, they have. They have.
With 20 left,
They've done great.
You'd have to really go to the outhouse, not the cup.
They did tremendous. Just going into L.A. and winning 1.
I said
that's all they had to do.
The guy called our radio show the other day, and he's a Guardian fan. And I said, you know what impressed me? And I know this is going to sound, it's 100 degrees in L.A. The Dodgers are hot anyway. They got sluggers down to 7, and they went in and won the game. And I'm like, you know what? That's a big deal.
Yeah, they went in 1-1. That's all I wanted from them.
2-1, you're not losing anything.
Yeah.
0-3, you're losing.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point, Albert. That's what I see, the same thing. Ohtani hit 46. Does 50-50 mean anything to you?
No.
Why?
This just doesn't
Just
mean
a number.
It doesn't
like
mean
a made-up number?
Doesn't mean a lot.
Made-up number, like they do with
because I know
Tatum
he's a great player. If he didn't, let's say he got 40 and 50.
If he had 49, you'd think
I still he's a great player,
okay.
yeah.
It's like Clayton Clark, they make that up. She's the first one with 18.5 points, 32.5. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't have to go by numbers to know how great Ohtani is.
Yeah,
he's tremendous.
You can watch.
He'll be pitching next year again, too.
Oh, that's right. They have him come. He got picked off yesterday. Dodgers, we know about their hitting. It's their pitching. It's a question. And no one has liked Kershaw more than I have in the regular season.
But he'll be their 4th pitcher in the playoffs.
But I don't look.
They got to get healthy. That's what I said.
Because he's not.
Yes.
They're not going to do it. How about the Yankees? A half a game up.
Those 2 teams are equal. They're equal teams. Both of them are dangerous in the playoffs.
Didn't Baltimore go out right away last year? Boom.
Yeah.
Boom,
Oh, yeah. Right away. Because they don't have. This year they got Burns. Remember, that's what they did. They went out and said, "We're going to get a pitcher and pitch opening game."
Let's talk about Burns for a minute because I remember we were here. It was right before the season. I said, "Well, Milwaukee's whatever they call it, retooling, regroup. Yeah, they're regrouping with a 10-game
And that was their
lead.
plan. And that was their plan. But they've had career years from 5 different guys.
Talk about career years because we might have some people
next year
listening.
Milwaukee go to 4th place.
What do
when
you
you
mean
have
by
a career year?
year?
A guy who's a 240 hitter, 280. A guy that has 7 home runs, has 23 home runs.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
What we noticed.
And Yelich is out. Think of that. Their best
Yelich
player's not playing.
Back surgery or something.
Yeah.
You and I spoke. We've been on for a long time. Baseball, hot team. I want to be hot about the last week in September going into
Arizona did it last year. Yep.
Didn't they?
Philadelphia did it. Those 2 teams right there. Yes.
Who do you think will step up? If I asked you.
Houston. I told you that already.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're right.
It's
by
Houston.
the way, I grabbed them.
Never will I count them out with their pitching staff.
I grabbed them right before they started that because I knew if I waited any longer, I wouldn't get anything back. But it looks like right now they're going to. But I know one thing. I don't want to play Seattle in a short series.
I don't think Seattle's getting in there.
I hope, but I'm going to tell you.
That's a shame.
Those pitchers
no.
dudes.
They're just the opposite.
Oh,
they can't score a run.
They're dudes.
Their pitching, their wrist is really good.
I was watching. It must have been a series with somebody that maybe Houston. It was. I'm looking. I'm thinking, man, this pitching doesn't stop.
No, they got 5 of them.
God,
they really do.
No. Now we've spoken about it. All teams have bad streaks. It's a marathon. They always say it's not a sprint. But at this particular time, you have to have all hands on deck, too. You can't be afraid to say, well, he pitched last night. You better get the out.
And most of the time they say that, too. Skipper, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You better get the out. Get the out. Like I watched during the year, Beershower Shelby lose a ton of games because he pitched yesterday, and the guy threw 8 pitches.
True around for all 30
they
teams.
all do it. No, they all
so we fall Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
I don't. I'd watch them all. But I'll say it's the same way. Yeah,
no, there's no doubt. That's the one sport I follow every day.
It's like a pop-up. They'll miss one. Someone go, the Pirates.
Arizona, who's fighting on a Sunday, did not play their 3, 4, and 5 batters.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking,
Pittsburgh,
against Pittsburgh. That's all I know. And I'm thinking, can you believe you bench all 3 of them on the same day?
Yeah. Well, how about even Shelby? He doesn't. At least that guy pinch hit them that day. Shelby doesn't pinch hit them either. Yeah. They get the day off. They get the whole day. Like I couldn't walk up there and swing 3 times. I need a nap. But no, we found out on Saturday already. Now, we've talked about over the years, well, you stink. You're no good. But we've also said that back padding up till Thursday can be dangerous. Let's play the Notre Dame fight song.
Yeah, handling success is not easy.
No, it might be harder out. It might be harder.
The alumni's making text messages.
Yeah, come down for dinner after practice.
Exactly. The coaches are getting patted on the back, and I don't care what you say. We've been involved in coaching.
Yep.
You try to tell them, no, listen, it's not going to be the same kind of game.
These guys are hungry.
And the other thing about it is, those are two really good teams, Northern Illinois and Bowling Green. No.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till they watch them play the rest of the year.
Didn't we pick Bowling Green?
Yeah. Wait till you see the rest of the year. No.
Northern Illinois, caught me by surprise a little bit. But did I think Penn State would lose? No. But did I think it would be in the 30s? No. That team's tough.
Yeah, those are definitely both good teams, no question about that.
4-touchdown favorite. And I heard the Northern Illinois coach today. Of course, he's making the rounds. Right. He's never had this kind of fame. And he played there.
Yeah, he did.
So he's invested.
He's all in North Illinois.
Yeah, and he said, I told the guys, I said, listen, we don't need a miracle.
That's what he's been saying overall.
Yeah, we just need you to play well.
What I found out was, and we say what we're right and where we're wrong, the Duke quarterback was a system quarterback. He's nothing as good as I thought he was. No. Lousy thrower.
Didn't have a touchdown pass 2 games.
No. I watch him play. I think, man, the Duke system did the job for him. Because I thought he was really good.
Okay.
I think you thought he was really good too, didn't you?
No, I thought he'd win the Heisman. No, I honestly did. I figured they'd go 11-1, 12-0, and he'd just ride. I didn't think he'd deserve it necessarily.
Right, I get it.
But he'd get the
list.
Mm-hmm. Now they're looking at Florida State, Louisville, and Southern Cal. Not to mention 10 other teams that see what Northern Illinois did and say, you know what, we can do that.
Yeah. Their defense is really good, though, so they'll be fine.
They should be all right.
Another thing, their offensive line, when you lost the left tackle, who was one of the 3 best tackles in football, you can't.
Isn't it funny, though, it didn't show against A&M, but it showed it.
Yeah, it did. They didn't move the ball great against A&M.
They held on.
Defensively, they won the game.
Oh, they're good at that. Nope, they left their guard down. Now, here's the team that might be smoking mirrors, or they might hit the wake-up button, the Ducks.
Yeah.
Oregon. Both times.
Every expert, including us two, in the country, thought Oregon to beat Ohio State.
Had them right up with Ohio State.
No, we thought we beat them.
We had them up there, too.
We thought they said, when they go, they were going to lose.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Right now, it doesn't look like it at all.
No, I've changed.
I don't know if they'll beat Oregon State this week.
No, and I had one there. I thought maybe Michigan, before I saw them play.
You thought they liked them.
Before they played, but then when I saw them play, I said, there's no offense.
Wait, this is Michigan. You're playing a walk-on quarterback. Yeah, see, I blame the staff there. Yes. You have to remember if you got stuck with it, you got to go to the portal and get a quarterback.
Money. What did Bo Schembechler say? Money's no object.
The orgy guy, they were counting on him. You watched him once again. Georgia's a big thing. They watched him for 5 months.
You couldn't.
And he can't throw. I know. How could you guys say run total wishbone offense if he can't throw? Yeah. But instead they stuck with the offense. Now they got rid of Orgy and play walk-on.
I saw Vanderbilt running the option the other day with our guy from New Mexico State. Is that
he does a little bit of everything? Yeah,
he's not bad at it. You could do a lot worse. Michigan, we said they were no match for Texas. That was just the truth. And one thing about Texas, they've played in Alabama. They can go into the big house and not get too excited. They've won in big play.
Well, that's the one I was right on. I remember telling you 3 or 4 years ago. Listen. Sarkisian's going to take Texas back to and he is. They're really good. They're really good.
And you know who really puts them
Think about Manny's not playing. No. Now think of that.
He's not mad.
He was considered top recruit in the country.
And this kid's that good.
Oh, yours is really good.
Yours is that good.
Yeah.
Now, Ohio State, we don't know with the opponents, but I know one thing. They're rolling.
I'll take that, though.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Don't mind winning 50?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you show you're that good, and I'm talking about defensively. That's right. I always knew they could score points.
Yeah.
And I always check with Buckeye Bob on our show, defense. He always raves about them, and then I watch them win 38-31.
Yeah.
Well, their defense is playing good.
They get run on.
Yeah, the defense is playing good.
Yeah, that's the difference. If beat Texas, you're going to have to score.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, you're going to have to score, without a doubt.
Do they play Texas during regular season?
Who?
Ohio State?
No.
I don't think they do. That's what I thought.
The Oregon game's a league game.
They don't play in the preseason. Okay.
Bama took a while to get going the other day. We were looking at that game close for the longest time. I saw the final. They won by 26 points.
It's Bama.
I mean, they should, yeah.
But that team they play is good, though.
Yeah, South Florida's better.
Understand. South Florida's a good team. They're not.
How about that league they're in?
Who is their league?
They're in with, aren't they? Didn't know that's Central Florida. It's in the Big 12.
Yes, I get them mixed up.
They're in the AAC, so they have a chance there.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, no question. You know who I just watched there? I flipped on for 10 minutes. I said, I flip it down. I say, oh, Navy, and I know Temple's better. But, man, when you get Navy, you get the same effort. It could be 1997 or 2017. You get the same.
Yeah, you're going to get the effort. That's never going to change with all three teams. But they're not as good as they were.
No.
You understand those teams?
No.
Remember how good they used to be?
Oh, that quarterback.
Navy and Air Force used to be really good.
That one quarterback was deadly. And last year, Air Force till the quarterback.
No, that's what I said. They were good.
They could beat anybody. Yeah. They could be. Georgia, I don't even know what to say. They just murdered.
Oh, they got the best recruiting classes going.
You know, here's how you know. You saw what Clemson did Saturday.
Yes, that's how you know.
Tells you Georgia's pretty sticky.
No, they're the best.
Well,
they're the best.
Yeah. I think they were best last year, to be honest.
I know they were the best last year.
Didn't get in.
Yeah, I'll say that right now. I think they're the best team.
Week 1, impressive. Week 2, struggle. Put Penn State's name in that list.
You know what I was really impressed about Penn State, George? They struggled the second half. Bowling Green's high power, 54 yards, no points in the second half.
Yeah.
So they went in at halftime and said, we're going to play. I think they got their wake up. See, sometimes second half doesn't change.
I get you.
They went in just, they stuffed Bowling Green.
How much credence do you put in Colorado shutting Nebraska out the second half?
Completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, and I heard about it. I read about it. Rule said, I knew they couldn't score against us. So I was not going to give them any points.
Give them easy ones.
Yes.
Okay.
So they shut down everything.
Hey, did you hear the latest? I sent it to you today.
No.
I'll make sure you don't fall back. You stable?
Yep.
They're not allowed to play the fight song when Shedeur Sanders throws a touchdown. They have to play his song. Okay, I didn't want you to fall over now. You're.
See, that's what he brings that on himself.
Yeah. Are you in a chair?
Why does he continue to do that stuff?
I have no idea.
How stupid is that?
It can't be. What
How
must
stupid
those
is
other
that?
guys think?
I know what they think. I'm not going to play for you anymore.
See, they took them off the field with 2 minutes left.
I'm not going to take. I mean, it's just so
before
disgusting.
the game, you should see them down in the end zone. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a little repartee. The fans, you suck,
right,
but not.
He brings it on himself.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I can't argue with you one bit. Pitt's comeback versus Cincinnati, I think
that was
their
unbelievable.
biggest ever. I was in the den.
That was unbelievable.
And I came out and I saw the film.
Because they were not playing some scrub team.
No.
See, this is Cincinnati, a nice team.
Yeah.
They came all the way back, and they couldn't have done that before. Bringing that offensive coordinator and those players in that offense in from West Carolina.
And I'll tell you, you know how there's always one play? I told you about it. Cincinnati couldn't get a first down and they punted. Guy punts a beautiful punt. Hits on the 10, 9, 8. I said, oh, Pitt's going to have to go 99. The guy let it jump past him and go in the end zone.
Changed the whole game.
You give them that ball in the 1, they can't get out of there.
Changed the whole game, yeah.
But they did, and they won it. The new 12-team format is too early to tell, but those you can't lose games.
What's going to happen with that? This is going to be an interesting thing.
Yeah, because that number 5 was going to be Notre Dame.
Notre Dame losing. Yeah. That's why it's going to be interesting, yes.
Well, they'll get one more. If they lose 2, they're out. Really can't tell you that. Nebraska really did pound Colorado despite the score, and I think Rule was right. He has that guy that tries to be Mahomes Jr.
And there's other teams that do that wrong. That listen, if you read the game right, you're saying they're not going to score against our defense.
No.
Why? I'll tell you who it was, Tennessee Titans. If they just play safety ante.
Yeah.
No. Punt it out of bounds.
If he doesn't
punt it
throw
out
the
of
ball
bounds.
to the other,
don't throw the other team.
You know, he has one of those every game where he's running left. They're ready to sack him, and he does one of these where he pushes the ball with 2 hands like he's Bob Cousy.
See, I would call him out mightily this weekend.
Long before that.
But I'm saying, before that, George saying, listen, if we need, now if it's 38-37, and we have the bench,
you got to fire.
But not when your team defense is stopping them cold.
They didn't,
160 yards ahead.
They didn't score.
That's what I'm saying.
You know they didn't score.
That's what I'm saying.
How about the 3 rookies this week? But
at least Daniels came through. Daniels came through.
Daniels wasn't too bad.
No. He ran for 2 touchdowns. That's what I thought he'd do. He's that kind of player.
Man,
he can throw and run.
No points. My Lord, no points.
Yeah, but the other ones, it's a tough league.
Looks like Dion's struggling with those everyday coaching chores. It's not just about showing up at the road.
I didn't know that you said that. I remember you said that.
Here's what he did before.
Because I see a lot of people do that.
Before
but see, I'm going to say, sorry, George. he brings out people looking at him
sure.
because of what he
he's a
does.
look-at-me guy.
Like other coaches screw up every day.
Yeah.
But he brings it out because he can't help himself.
He's looking, he's going
and then you watch him do the time.
timeouts.
Yes.
Well, let it run out. Okay, that's a philosophy. But you don't let 10 run off and then call it.
That's what I said.
Unless you're going to throw one to the end zone, a Hail Mary.
I know.
And he
That
didn't
makes
do
no
that
sense.
Browns were no match for Dallas.
That was a big surprise.
New contract.
No, that was a major surprise.
Yeah, no, that was
major
awful.
surprise.
That was awful.
We know Carolina stinks.
Yeah.
And we know Giants probably were going to stink.
Yeah.
But everybody thought Cleveland could beat Dallas.
Yeah.
I think they were favored, weren't they?
2 points.
Yeah, Cleveland was favored. That's what I'm saying.
It's the bottom line is you look at it and you just wonder what's going on in Cleveland and what's going to change with the cap hit the next 2 years.
I'm wondering what the Browns fans are thinking.
Oh, they're probably wrong.
No, I still think they're a good team. I really do. Like, I don't go by one game. I never will and never won't.
Okay.
But you're talking about Watson not
Do you
stepping
go
up.
to Jameis?
What? No.
Okay. Pittsburgh, there's your classic case of telling the quarterback don't lose it.
Everybody's saying they stink. And I'm saying
No.
Every expert's right. They'll never win a game. And I'm thinking they've won 1,000,000 games this way.
Wait a minute. Here's what they missed.
They won 1,000,000 games.
How many times have we talked about it? How many sides are there?
3.
What are they excellent
I know.
in 2 of them?
They were.
Their kicking game, the guy's ridiculous. He doesn't miss.
They dominated the game in 2 areas, defense and kicking game.
Yeah,
and so so once again, that's the way nutcase the coach Tomlin plays. He said, listen, we're going to win this game this way.
Yeah, 13.
That's why we're going to win.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to win it.
No touchdowns. How many teams win with no touchdown? Go back and check. Not very many, but that's the way it is.
But that is the reason. I will say this: they're going to win games because that's the way they play. But I don't think they can win a championship doing it that way.
I agree. Somebody's going to score on you enough.
Somewhere in line, yeah.
Like whether it be, say, Kansas City,
right? Big
somebody
time
that
team.
scores
Yeah.
a little bit. I got you right there. That makes sense. Funny, all the teams lost. The Ravens lost. Now here's the suicide pool killer. Thank you, Cincinnati.
Oh,
how many were out?
1,100 in the one I play. 1,100 went out. Yes.
Steelers fumbled the first exchange. From that on, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that is a major change, though, in football.
Yeah.
You're so used to getting everything in the shotgun. Everything.
No, no, that's what's changed.
Yeah.
I'm not lying on that. That's a shame. That's just the way it is.
You know, you see teams today, George, I know you've talked about it. They kill the game, not under center. They kill the game with
with 2 guys behind them.
With a shotgun staff.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, because it sure hurts you rushing. Game plans and exhibition have proved out again to be vanilla.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have we said on the show?
Don't watch it, whatever you do. Now these Friday night games, you and I are in the same boat. We don't like them. We don't want any. Bad enough we have to deal with the call.
You said there's a rule for it.
There's a rule, one only.
Yeah, so that's
1
good
week
news.
only.
I'm
not
happy.
1
I'm
game,
happy.
1
Very
week.
happy.
So they're done.
Very happy.
And you know they made a boatload of money there.
Oh,
Brazil.
jeez.
By the way, they said the field was hot garbage, ice.
Had to be, didn't it? Soccer fields are always slippery.
And they won't play on turf. They'll only play on grass.
Yes.
That's the difference. That's amazing. Both teams complained about the field, but what they didn't complain about was their 7-figure salary they got for playing in it. So I'm not as sorry for them.
No, they're not.
If a guy say he got his hand torn off the garbage truck, I'd feel
right.
worse. You know, Tom Brady in the booth. Now you knew this was coming. There's no way he could please everybody.
I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, just on the
What
internet.
did they say?
On the internet, you know, what a waste of money they gave him.
Oh, I think it is a waste of money. I don't know what he did, but once again, I'll say it here, guys, again. I never watch a football game. And I mean never. I meant zero never.
You don't watch long enough. You'd have to click them
I do
so
click. You know, I click. Yeah. But if I did watch a playoff game.
You don't care who the announcer is.
No, I never once. No. I didn't say I'm putting this on because Kirk Gowdy's
well, that's like a baseball game. When are we leaving? When's it over? I didn't go there. I knew it might last long.
Same thing.
Colt McCoy was just downright. He had his first debut this week.
Oh, I didn't even know. So they talked about Brady, but Colt was on. Colt was on, huh?
Colt, that'll move the sticks. That's what he said over and over. He'll get better, though. Remember, we know how hard it is.
Yeah, we've done it.
And if you don't work with the guy, it's 77 times worse.
You don't know when to come in.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The only thing worse is a talk show when the guy on the phone, you don't know when he's done talking.
We had trouble with that one, too.
Well, it's hard.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Kelsey, they had a picture of Taylor Swift.
Oh, it makes me sick.
But guess what?
Makes me sick. The other guy. No, I'm not. Jason, the brothers make me sick.
Yeah.
He's on every commercial now. And I saw him in action.
Did you see what they got for their podcast? You want to hear it?
Well,
100 million. Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.